to my kitchen. I know it's been quite a while since I have posted a video. There is good reason for that. As most of you that are watching this probably realize, so I work for a senior center, and right now, I mean, we've been on shutdown since March, so we are in the throes of planning when and how we can safely and most effectively and efficiently open. So that's kind of been eating up my days. So I apologize that I haven't been in the kitchen a lot. Plus I just had a week of holidays last week, so there's always that whole catching up after holidays thing. But I am back, and tonight I am back on a special mission because my son, I recently took him to this new burger place in Tilsonburg that is called Flippin' Mike's, and Andrew just loved it. He had a Philly Cheesesteak sandwich there, and he said to me, as soon as he left, you have to try and make your own version of this. So that is why we are here tonight. We're going to make a Philly cheesesteak, my version. I'm not following any recipe. I'm just kind of going by what he told me about the sandwich and what I was sort of eyeballing that's inside of it. So what are you going to need? Well, I have some panini buns here that I have split, and I've just buttered them with some garlic spread. If you don't have garlic spread, just use a mixture of unsalted butter and either garlic powder or garlic salt, maybe some dried parsley, seasonings of your choice, but I just used garlic spread that I got in a little tub from Sobeys. You're going to need some stir-fry steak strips. You're going to need one whole white onion that you've kind of coarsely chopped, and also a green bell pepper coarsely chopped, sort of bite-sized pieces, okay? Your favorite steak spice or steak seasoning, this one is actually Black River Angus. You can't, to my knowledge, you can't just buy this on the shelf. This actually comes in a little package of steaks that you buy at Walmart called Black River Angus steaks, and they're individually portioned little steaks. I think it's about $30 for a box of 10. They are the best darn steaks. They are so tender and delicious, and they're the perfect portion size. Like, it really, they're great if you're kind of watching what you eat and you don't want to, you know, if you would have trouble stopping at half a steak, those are what you want to get. And they come with this little vial of steak spice inside. So that's what we're going to use tonight. You'll need some butter, some olive oil, barbecue sauce of your choice. It does not matter what brand, whatever you like. I've got some Bullseye Bold Original, and I've also got my Diana sauce here as a backup in case they get a little bit dry. And again, seasonings of your choice. For salt, I really like this Herbe Mare stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen or heard of it. I get it at the little Dutch shop, Maya Foods in Woodstock. I'm sure they have it elsewhere. It's just that I have not been out a lot lately, and I saw it there, so I snatched it up. I've also got some onion powder, some garlic powder, some paprika, and that's about it. Now, at the very end, what we're going to do is we're going to spread all our sauteed goodness on our buns, and we're going to cover it with some cheese and pop it under the broiler. So it's going to be delicious. So I've got a mix here of fresh Parmesan cheese and also some old cheddar. So let's get started. Okay, so I am using my beautiful cast iron well-seasoned skillet for this, and I'm just going to put it on a high heat, okay? I've already got a little dribble of olive oil in here. When that gets nice and piping hot, I'm going to add just a little knob of butter into that, and we're going to start by sauteing our stir-fry strips with some of our seasonings and just getting those cooked through. Once they're cooked most of the way through, we are going to add our veggies, our onion and our green peppers. Now, I think the reason that my son enjoyed this so much, he does not typically like onion or green pepper at all. But I was looking at the sandwich, and he had he really caramelized and sauteed those onions, so I really want to get those going. And in fact, maybe what I'll do, I think in order to speed things along, I think I'm going to actually start the veggies first and start getting them softened. You can always add more oil and butter to the pan. Starting to feel warm, but of course the true test with a cast iron skillet as to whether or not it's ready is a little... Nope, not yet. Okay. And so we wait. You can use any kind of onion you like in this. This is just a white onion, but Spanish onion would be fine. Vidalia onion would be delicious. Even red onion I think would be good. A little stronger flavor. And I think you could also add, you know, red pepper if you don't really like the taste of green. Truthfully, I'm not the biggest fan of raw green pepper, but I don't avoid it in foods. It's just not my first choice, I guess. So let's see how much, we're gonna make about 3 generous sandwiches tonight, and let's see what the weight is on this package, if I can see. I may have destroyed the label here. This is like 0.45 of a kilogram, so not even a half kilogram. But I think with all the veggies and stuff, we're gonna have plenty. Let's see how we're doing here with our skillet. Okay, and I'm hearing sizzling. That is perfect. That is where we wanna be. So again, just a little dollop of butter in there with my olive oil. And again, this is, I have never made a Philly cheesesteak sandwich before. I have eaten them, very enthusiastically eaten them when I've been out at restaurants, but I have never made one. It's just kind of going by, you know, how his sandwich looked last week and what he seemed to like about it. All right, that's bubbling, that looks great. And whoops, in go the veg. Now it's going to take several minutes to get these really softened and for the onions to start kind of taking on color. So I'm just going to keep stirring. I've got my pan still on the high heat. As soon as they hit that oil and butter though, you can start to smell the veggies and it smells really, really good. So I'm just going to keep stirring away here, and I will be back when these are starting to color and saute down a little bit, and then we're going to add our beef strips because they're going to cook fairly quickly, and then we'll bring everything together and assemble it. Okay, so our veggies are still percolating here in the pan. We'll give them the occasional stir. The onions are starting to soften, so are the peppers. They're looking and smelling really good. So what I have done, I just dried out the bowl that had the veggies in it. I'm going to grate my cheese so that we're ready to go when the time comes. I've also tossed some seasoning on my meat here. So I've got some of that steak spice, a little paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and a little bit of the Herbamare sea salt blend that I like so much. We're going to just sort of let that sit. We'll set it aside, and we'll probably season a little bit more once we get it in the pan and we get an idea of how things are coming together. So let's grate our cheese, and while we're grating our cheese, we can talk about good switch-ups or additions, I guess. So typically, every cheesesteak that I've ever seen has a white cheese on it, and I don't know if it's mozzarella. I didn't bother Googling it. I mean, it's steak and cheese sandwich. I mean, it's not hard. But I think you can use pretty much any cheese. Tonight we're using cheddar because that's what we've got in the fridge. But in terms of white cheese, I mean, you could probably use some of the Philly herb and garlic cream cheese melted down and drizzled as a sauce. That would be delicious. Probably mozzarella cheese would work. Maybe Havarti would be delicious. Those are all good things. In terms of other seasonings or things you might want to put on your beef, you could actually marinate your beef ahead of time if you wanted to in a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, or if you have a particular salad dressing, like a vinaigrette type salad dressing that you seem to really like, that would be great too, I think. You could even do, I mean, if you really wanted to do kind of a fusion idea, you could almost make an Asian Philly cheesesteak sandwich. If you sauteed your beef in garlic and ginger and soy sauce. Every time I use my cast iron pan, there goes the fire alarm. Be right back. Okay, so here's how we're starting to look in the pan. I will try and talk loud enough so that you can hear me. I did have to turn my overhead range fan on. Every time I use this cast iron skillet, I'll tell you, the tiniest little bit of smoke and my smoke detector just goes bananas. So I'll try and get through the rest of it without it going off again. I've got the doors and the windows open, so hopefully. Anyway, they're starting to take on a good color, so now it's time for us to add in. Okay, sorry. The fire alarm is extremely sensitive and it's gone off like 3 more times. So you missed me putting the beef in the pan, but it's in here and I am sauteing it. I added a tiny bit of beef stock. You could add water. Worcestershire sauce would be good here, just to keep the smoke coming off the pan at a minimum so that my alarm does not go off again. Hopefully we will escape the rest of the way without it. Everything is softening down beautifully. The strips are almost fully cooked already, but we're going to cut the heat back to medium low. This point is when we add our barbecue sauce. I'm going to try and add about 1/3 of a cup. And that was not a third of a cup. It's barely a quarter cup. So we're gonna dip into our other barbecue sauce, which is fine. It's all good. All right. So I've got my heat back to medium-low. I'm just going to continue to stir everything until those beef strips are thoroughly cooked through and they're nice and tender. Kind of simmer everything, make sure our veggies are as soft as they could be. I've got my cheese grated over here, and the next step is going to be we're going to put it all together and we're going to get things going in the oven. We're going to start by popping our panini rolls that have already been buttered. We're going to put them under a broiler just to give them a preliminary toast so that the liquid that's in here with the meat is not going to soak in and make our bread soggy. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that now. Just put our panini buns that have been spread with butter, garlic butter, under the broiler. We're going to stand here and watch them so that they do not go up in flame, and also so that parchment paper doesn't go up in flame. Yeah, and then we're going to pull them out and we're going to assemble our sandwiches. Okay, this is coming along great. The water is cooking out of here, and the barbecue sauce and the juices from the meat, everything is thickening up nice. The beef is nice and tender. It's thoroughly cooked through. We are just literally waiting on our panini rolls, and then we can assemble everything, and we're going to pop the whole mess under the broiler one more time, okay? Here's how we're coming together. Looking beautiful. Literally just standing here giving our panini buns a couple of minutes under a hot broiler. Okay, our panini buns are nicely toasted. They're not golden brown and hard, but they are definitely crispy, and that's going to be good. It's going to sort of hold its own against the beef and the veggies here. So we're going to just carefully spoon it onto our panini buns generously. Oh, it looks good. It looks really, really good. Remembering that we're gonna, top each with cheese and pop it into the broiler. Oh my God, so delicious. Okay. So now, again, using cheddar cheese here, where I probably should be using something white, but whatever, this is what we've got in the cupboard. I'm going to just top my sandwiches with lots of it. And then I'm going to put some on every other half of the bun as well that are left behind here, okay? And I think I probably used a cup and a bit maybe of cheese on this, if you're looking for a quantity. And then over the whole lot, some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Which looks delicious. And I've got some tater tots in the oven, another one of my son's favorites. And we'll serve it up alongside a green salad after a few minutes under a broiler, probably, I don't know, 3-4 minutes maybe. Looks delicious. All right, I'm gonna bring the camera over so you can have a peek. So here is how we be looking. So that is going back under the broiler until that cheese is melted and golden and bubbly. And then we're going to stack them all together and go to the plate. And coming out of the oven, this is what we've got. Oh my gosh. They look delicious. Let's go to the plate and see what the king himself has to say, because he is the voice of Philly cheesesteak. Okay. It's the defining moment. Let's see how I've done on my first ever cheesesteak. Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
What do you like most about it?
The cheese and the steak.
All right. So it's a make again?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And how does it stack up against Flippin' Mike?
Close second.
Oh, I'll take that. He is a master, so I will take that. Okay,
He's
well,
got
you
Flippin'
had
Mike on
it.
the
You had it from the horse's mouth. He says it's good.
Hey.
It looks good. I'm going to go enjoy it. And thank you very much for joining me in my kitchen again. And hopefully we'll be back and we'll see you again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye now.